I know you're thinking about it, because I'm thinking about it too. We all think about it all the time. And honestly, we see it everywhere we go, right? The movies we watch, the books we read, the TV shows we watch, Critical Role, Dimension 20, they all got it. That's right. On this episode of Dungeon Dramatics, we're taking on evil characters. So, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to lay a foundation on what evil I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about your cartoonish evil villains from Disney or something, right? I'm talking about hurt people that are hurting people. People that have bad things done to them, so they do bad onto other, right? That's the type of evil we're talking about here because that is the most interesting. The other stuff, boring. So what brand of evil is your character? Are they a greedy little bastard that's going to take every little piece of gold they find no matter what, spare no expense? Or are they going to murder everybody in the battlefield, not even think twice about it? Maybe they like it. Or are you in service of a god and freeing people from their meaty prisons so they can transcend to a better existence? What brand of evil is your character? It could be one, it could be multiple, and then ask yourself why they are the way they are. Now remember this, characters themselves don't usually know the why. So sometimes in real life, like, we know why we do some things, we have some ideas, but it's hard to find the exact reason, right? It's hard to pinpoint it. But when you're designing a character, especially a character you're going to play, you should know the why. So, is your character greedy because they grew up very poor and they witnessed the rich get richer and the poorer get poorer, and one day they just snapped? And they're like, I'm gonna gather so much gold that nobody's ever gonna be poor again. And then somewhere along the way, the wires got crossed and, they believe that, everybody can pick themselves up by their bootstraps and, it went to their head. And now they are just fixated on gold and they forgot about the original mission. Or maybe your character's family and entire village was murdered by a passing tribe of orcs. And now they hate orcs and they want to rid the world of orcs, so they go on a murder spree. And yeah, it looks bloodthirsty and it feels bloodthirsty, but to them, they're doing good. But they fail to realize that they've become the very thing and the very monster that they wanted to destroy. So with all this being said, how would your character deal with this in their own psyche? So, we've talked about what kind of evil your character is, right? And how they've gotten to that point. Now, how do they walk around on a daily basis, right? How do they tell themselves they're doing the right thing, right? How do they cope with it? Because the truth of it is, everybody wakes up in the morning and believes they're doing the right thing. Most people, maybe not everybody, don't hold me to that. But the large majority of people do that. Because the large majority of people think they're the hero of their own story, right? Think about Homelander. Homelander, he was raised in a lab and he was treated like a rat, like a test rat, and there were tests done on him and he was kept in a cage and he wasn't treated like a human. He wasn't treated with empathy. So he grew up without those things. And he thinks he's ridding the world of all the people that are gonna make anybody feel the way that he did, right? He thinks he's the hero. And that's why he needs everybody to love him and have adoration for him. The same with Jaime Lannister. Jaime Lannister, he wanted to be a well-renowned knight that saved the world and did good things, right? And that's exactly what he did. He saved the city. He killed the king before the king could blow up the city, and he was punished for it. And he was treated like shit, and he was told he was untrustable, and the king... he was told he was a kingslayer. And this broke him. he became a completely unempathetic person, right? He lost his way. And he took it out on the people that treated him like shit after he saved their lives. So ask yourself, how do they walk around like this? And this is actually the most interesting part of playing an evil character, because you get to see the lengths at which the human brain will go to cope with bad things that we do. The next thing you should do, and I swear you should do this, it's not a plug, hear me out, right? You should go check out my other video, the definitive D&D character quiz, right? There are 50 questions on there that will take you from barely knowing your character to fully fleshed out and ready to play. So take this evil character you've been designing along with this video, go fill it out, come back here, and let me know what you did, right? Comment down below the answers to the questions. Comment down below the character you found while doing this. And the last thing to remember is very important. So the last thing to remember is that evil characters aren't evil all the time, right? Maybe you date them for 10 years because they're the most magnetic person in the room. And then you find out they're evil. But no, seriously, if evil people walked around being evil all the time, they would be murdered. How do they go about, right? Do they lie and manipulate to get what they want? Do they hide it so you only find it later on down the road? What is it? And how have they not been killed yet? Take your time with this one and really think about it. So we have just taken you from not knowing your evil character at all to having them fully fleshed out. And remember the why. The why is the heart of this, right? Because people are normally born good most of the time. And there's something that happens to them to screw them up down the road, right? This is my favorite part of being an actor in general, because I love figuring out how characters ended up the way they are, right? That diving in and, looking at life through their lenses and kind of like understanding it, because, an acting principle we all hold is that we can't judge our characters. So when I play someone that is evil, I can't judge them. Maybe on the outside I will, right? But when I'm playing them, I fully believe that what I'm doing is the right thing. And that's what makes good drama. So if this is your first time here today, I really appreciate you coming by. I love the topic of playing evil characters, and I'm definitely gonna do another video on this topic. But subscribe, because every week I release a roleplay-centric video designed at taking you from being a beginner or even an intermediate role player to an expert. And I love when you guys are here, so please comment down below the character you've designed, your favorite evil characters. Please subscribe, like, and let me know if you're enjoying the content, because it means the world to me. All right, thank you guys. Have a great week.